Okay, in this video I'm going to explain how we've been trading this strategy and how we've found success in it. So first, when I find these entry points and trades, I use both the monthlies and the weeklies chart, because if a ticker is on the monthly and the weekly, it typically means that there's a higher probability for a ticker to revert, to have its reversion. And one thing that you can look at is over the days and weeks, how far is the system moving the entry price from the current price? Because the system typically won't allow you to get entry into a ticker until it's ready to revert. So if the ticker is no longer if the system is no longer lowering the entry price each day to not allow you to get entry, then there's a good chance that it's ready to revert and go. So for this one, it's ready to revert and go long. As you can see, it's not lowering it by much anymore. And we saw that big time on Friday because we had a bunch of Pepsi entries that were near, um, entry price was near current price. So the system is pricing it so that we can get entry for the reversion. Okay, so first one we'll look at is WY, um, to show how I would trade this. Or we'll look at Pepsi first, okay? So let's go to 5 years. So Pepsi, we can see that we have a bunch of entries. We have 120, so we have 126, we have 129 entry, we have 134 entry, we have 130 entry, and we have 133.5 entry. So we have all of these entries. Let me see what that first one was. 126.5. Okay. So we have 126.5 to 134. So we can look. We have all the way down from here all the way up to here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the chart. So we can see that we're coming into a strong area of resistance right here. We got entry right here. We got entry right here on Friday. So we're in at a good spot. But say it goes down to 130, or say we're looking at this trade for Monday. Where would I put this? I would probably price this trade down near the I'd probably have entry down near 130, 131 to 130. That's the area that I would have. So say 130.5 would be entry for Monday if you were to try and enter on Monday. Um, okay, so that's how I trade that. Well, that's the example for Pepsi. Let's look at WY. So WY, we only have these two. We have this one and we have this one. So 22.65 and 22.8. So let's see. WY. So 22.6. So right here is our entry. And you can see that this is pretty strong. We have multiple areas of resistance. So we have this clustering up right here, right around here. We have this. We have this. And I mean, we don't need to look back all the way back here, but so yeah, we have all these. We have a good amount of points down there, 22.65. Now you can see how it's not been dropping anymore, so you may see this entry price come up a little bit higher towards this area if the system notices something and it doesn't think that we're going to go down anymore. But the system also may not let us get entry because the probability of it reverting from this area is not too high. So you just have to wait and see. Alright, so that's how I would trade this one. I would probably stick to what this is saying. So I'd probably be at like 22.5 or something. I would get entry. Alright, and then we'll do one more. We'll do ARE. We've been looking at that one quite a lot. I know a couple of the guys have gotten entry in there. So I personally have not though. I think it was 18 cents short of me getting the alert. So, um, ARE. Let's see how many. Where do we have entries at for this? So we have 73.1, and that's it. 73. 73.1 is the only entry we have for this, and I also forgot, we have to look at the probabilities. So these are all high probabilities, so we should be fine. And you can look down here at this Pepsi one right here. So you can see that that 126 is a lower probability. You would think that it's a higher probability, but it's not, because the system is pretty much saying that if we do get down to 126, there's a lesser chance that we're going to revert. There's a greater chance that we're going to keep going down. Okay? So, but you can see the area that we're at right now, this 134, there's a much higher percent chance that we're going to um, see a reversion. So yeah, you can see it right in here. It's pretty much saying that if we do go that low, um, the reversion chances are lower. So we don't even want to really enter that low. Alright, so ARE. We have just this entry right here at 73. Okay, so 73. We can see that 73 right here. So we could see this is an area of interest. This little point right here is around there. We have all of this clustering up, all this consolidation, that these highs that we can hold off of. We have this this trough right here, and we have this one, but it's all the way down to 70. But you could still see, yeah, I mean, this doesn't really help us, but yeah. And then we can see that we have this area down here that it touched into, which is 71. But we don't need to be perfect, because we're never going to get perfect on anything in this type of industry. But yeah, so I would probably stick with the 73 entry. That seems like a good area for us to enter at. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how I trade this. It's not too complicated, but you can't just say, okay, this is on the chart at, this UPS trade is on at 75, or I meant at 95 entry. So I'm going to enter at 95. You could do that, but from what I've seen, you can typically, it would probably work. There's a 78% chance it would work. So 96% chance you'd not lose money. But from what I've seen is you can typically get a better entry by looking at all of the trades in for a specific ticker, rather than just having tunnel vision on this specific trade. So if you look at all the trades, you can get a better understanding of what the system's trying to tell you here. So yeah, I hope that helped. And if you have any questions, just feel free to say something in the chat. I hope that